Welcome. Take It Up with Jessica Lee. I'm here with Gregory Lepère, who is the Director of Marketing for the Optical Imaging Business Units at Trimble. Gregory, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you for welcoming me to the show. Thank you for everyone to listening to this interview.
Well, we're all very curious because I know Trimble is a over $3 billion company with over 11,000 employees, been around for a while, lots of great innovation from your company. In particular, I'm interested in have you on the show to talk about the optical imaging technology. What's been some of the innovation and exciting applications of your technology?
So really the business of Trimble is to connect the physical and digital world, and optical and imaging solutions that I'm working on are really at the core of that connection between physical and digital. And we've really been working on industries, that applies to our original roots, the geospatial industry, but also to building construction industry, civil engineering, agriculture. So plenty of applications that are all, really interesting and with tons of opportunities for innovation.
Yeah, I think that I know Trimble very early on, years ago, started in providing the GPS mapping and all that. And your technology is now being used to scan everything around. And so, I think that some of the innovations you're saying is using the scanning technology to maybe create smart cities, to scan buildings. So tell us some of the interesting application that consumers might not realize that's happening.
Absolutely, yeah. I will start with this question, on the smart cities to enable smart cities, to enable cities being mapped in 3D. We have solutions basically of mounting optical and imaging sensors on vehicles to go and scan the entire neighborhood or the entire city with pretty good accuracy, with tons, of rich data. That is providing a lot of data, but really capturing everything and enabling tons of applications. Getting a 3D map in your GPS system where you would see the San Francisco buildings in 3D is probably coming from systems that we have developed. So really, at the city level, we have many interesting applications with these optical and imaging cities. Now, if I go down a step below, thinking about buildings, we really have fantastic applications where buildings are being scanned, whether we are talking about a building during its construction phase, where you day after day the construction is evolving and you want to know where you are, where are the new walls, are they positioned according to the architect plan. So the laser scanners, the optical imaging systems we have, total stations, would come and absolutely measure everything. So providing measurements, geometries, but also pictures. One of the very futuristic application we have in this domain of building construction and applying optical and imaging technologies is a recent partnership that Trimble made with Boston Dynamics. I don't know, Jessica, if you've seen
Yes.
This fantastic robot from Boston Dynamics that looks like a dog. It's actually really impressive to see in real life. We actually partnered with Boston Dynamics to have one of our latest laser scanner LiDAR system, so that we released less than a year ago, the Trimble X7, to be mounted on top of the robot. Usually, in our current world, we have operators taking the scanner and moving it from places to places and capture the environment. Now, Spot, the robot from Boston Dynamics, is doing that on its own. So
Wow.
with the laser scanner mounted and going around.
Yeah, that's impressive. I have seen the robot from Boston Dynamics, the dog that's climbing stairs. So you're saying that it used to be a manual process of someone going around measuring using your scanner, but now the robot has that technology and it's just automatically going around scanning.
Yeah, exactly. And think about repetitive task, like this robot, being on a construction site that one application every night when everyone is away, going and scanning the entire building. And so you come back in the morning and you have a recording of the entire structure. Or you think about disaster management, and you would have the dog, and there we're talking about safety. Then it's no longer a human going, on the disaster place with everything, like we've seen recently in Beirut, in Lebanon. You could think about the dog going there, not a human, taking the scans and getting all of this information and back to the safety team.
Wow,
So
it's
really
true.
enabling a number of great, and I would have said even a year ago that would have been futuristic, like a movie thing more than a reality, but here we are.
I can see that for home security. You know, people have sometimes they get dogs for security, for
Yeah,
protection of the house. How about now you can have that kind of security of around the whole neighborhood, having a dog that scans the whole neighborhood for
yeah, and
security.
yeah, and you would have the scan of everyone that tries to enter.
Oh my goodness, I can see it now, right? It's not only just business use, but consumer use of this. Congratulations on that. That's very exciting.
Yeah, no, we are happy about the partnership, and specifically happy about how the technology could be used. In that particular product, we had a number of innovations that we were initially not thinking could be a trigger for being used on a robot. We were really thinking about our users and how they are using it, and came with number of innovations, number of patents on this, etc. And finally realized that, okay, if we have it on a robot, actually, it would work extremely well. So yeah, that was a good, that's a good story and a good partnership.
Well, let's talk about marketing because that's what you're doing now. Tell
Mhm.
us some of the changes you've done and the lessons learned that you've had given the last several months that we're all shifting to all digital marketing.
Yeah, so yeah, that has been a struggle and a lot of questions on our side. How do we adapt? There is something that for the division that I'm working for at Trimble, we have a number of divisions. We have 5 main divisions. I'm working for one specifically called Geospatial. Uh, our business model is mainly indirect. We have many distributors that are working with us. We have, a high number of distributors around the world, really being in touch with the end customers very locally, helping them and providing local advices, local support. But that is creating also a tough situation when we have this COVID-19 and we have to provide to our distributors information, content, when we have to release new products. We are no longer talking about having a big show with demonstrations and people coming, and you can absolutely, talk face to face about the new things and how they are, etc. So we have been working a lot with webinars, videos, conferences, and all of that. And I have to admit, we had to learn and go through that. We were using all of the systems before, but not as extensively as what the situation is today.
So give us a couple of tips, specific practical tips that others can use.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things really that we realized quickly, we were used to come with tons of content and come with a full hour webinars, coming, with multiple angles. We've decided we realized that to be more effective, we had to go with shorter time. That 30 minutes was really a nice sweet spot to get everyone's attention and to make sure that our message could go through and be given. So that is really one of the things we realized quickly. Now, another one is that, you know, it could easily turn into being a one-way type of communication. You deliver, and you have hundreds of people, you know, on the other side, silent most of the time, maybe not completely focused on what you're saying. So we had the idea of going and having some Q&A session to make it more, you know, in two directions, and having people really to contribute and to ask questions, where we had a problem of having, it's not a new problem, you know, you have people that are more vocal than others, but maybe going through conference and video conference systems makes it even of a bigger problem. So getting people being engaged by first, before webinars and meetings, having them to send us questions before was also another tips that we found very useful to get the voice of everyone being heard, not just the most vocal ones.
Very good. Okay, so 2 tips I heard: 30 minutes webinar is the ideal duration, and also setting up Q&A sessions with your partners so that it's more interactive, and the vocal ones can ask the questions, and the more timid ones can just listen and learn from those conversations.
Absolutely.
Okay, great tips. Anything else you want to share with us that's innovative? Maybe agriculture. I think that there's a lot of technology advancement in the agriculture business, right? Where you're scanning the fields and trying to enable the automation of farming.
Yeah, if you think about really what Trimble vision is about, so connecting the physical and digital world, if you apply that to the agriculture business, then you come to some very interesting things. And with the technology we have, we've basically looked at what we call the connected farm, and really getting the physical field and the digital world. We found out that we could really connect those two, and actually it's not completely new for us, but you probably have heard, it's pretty trendy right now, everything around autonomous vehicles.
Yes.
Actually, Trimble has been using those technologies in the agriculture business since many years now, where we basically using GPS, using guidance, using partnership we have with other agriculture companies to enable what is called precision agriculture, and have autonomous tractors going around the fields in a pretty precise way to use, you know, to limit the use of chemicals or to make sure that it's really optimal trajectory for everything to be done. So yeah, that is another domain where the technologies has been used. Now, you know, we hear about autonomous vehicles and we see that for, you know, for the general public, and thinking, yeah, we've been doing that since many years now. So yeah, we got some other technologies specifically going in that autonomous vehicle industry. The GPS itself is a pretty important technology for that. Specifically, when you think about the GPS chip itself, is going to give you a relatively low accuracy, but when you start to enhance the position with additional information, then you have a more accurate system that starts to enable autonomous vehicles. Trimble is also in that business of providing precise positioning to car manufacturers that are looking seriously at going into autonomous vehicles.
Oh, wow. Very fascinating, very interesting. And I love it, all the innovation that's taking place to automate and enabling us to have even more precise information about things to make smarter decisions basically in life, right? Gregory, thank you so much for sharing the marketing tips and also talk about the innovation in your space, exciting application of your optical imaging technology.
Thank you very much, Jessica. Thank you for having me.
There you have it. Take it up with Jessica Lee, Gregory Lepère from Trimble.